Welcome to our annual local Tourism Youth Congress. The local competition affords the youths of St. Kitts the opportunity to represent their country as junior minister. It is aimed at giving the youth a voice to discuss similar tourism issues as the head of government from a youth perspective. For the first time starting this year, the topics have taken a different approach in which they are to be presented with an addition of a PowerPoint presentation or a video. The students are also required to discuss issues of local importance, and through this avenue of creating tourism awareness amongst the youth, can be encouraged to be part of a sustainability efforts of this country. The winner of the local competition will participate in the Regional Tourism Youth Congress. The Youth Congress is a vital part of a Caribbean tourism organization youth awareness program. It will be held during the State of Industries Conference on October 21st to the 23rd, 2015 in Curacao.
As the new Minister of Tourism, I am pleased to welcome all of you to the 2015 National Tourism Congress. This is the first time I'm attending this event, and I am confident that it will be of a high standard. Indeed, we are pleased that the schools took on the challenge of preparing the students for what is an important event on our tourism calendar at a time when you will be shortly preparing for exams. Each year, the National Tourism Youth Congress is held to select a country representative to compete in the Regional Tourism Youth Congress organized by the Caribbean Tourism Organization, the CTO. The Congress is structured to mirror a CTO Board of Directors meeting, and participants research and present on key tourism issues. It forms part of the CTO's Youth Tourism Awareness Project and programs, and is seen as a critical element of our outreach program. This year, the winner of this competition will go on to represent St. Kitts at the Regional Congress to be held in Curacao in October of this year. As we are all aware, tourism is the main catalyst for growth and development in St. Kitts and Nevis. It is therefore imperative that our youth are educated about the industry and the opportunities that are available. Getting our students involved in expressing their views on the various aspects of tourism development helps to increase their knowledge of tourism, their analytical skills, and the ability to express their views logically and convincingly. We hope that through initiatives like these, our students will develop a greater and deeper sense of appreciation for the tourism industry and would seriously consider careers in the field of tourism at all levels of the industry. Further, we hope that this will provide a mechanism for greater awareness to our community so that a greater appreciation for the #1 economic driver in St. Kitts and Nevis, which is tourism, is fully understood. This year's focus on voluntourism, and I didn't say volunteerism, but voluntourism, greening of the tourism events and film-induced tourism is relevant to us as we embark on creating a sustainable tourism destination. We want to ensure that our people and our visitors take care of our culture and its environment, that they assist in creating improved livelihoods for our people, and that over time we would create a stronger and more vibrant economy that is built on the pillars of sustainability. I encourage you, the students, to give your very best. You and your teachers have worked hard in preparing for this competition, and the time has come now for you to display your talent, your creativity, your confidence, and your ability to communicate and to persuade. It is not my intention to be long, as you are the highlight of today's events. And I would say best wishes to all of you, and remember that you are all winners. You have come far in your journey because you have prepared hard, and now is your time to deliver. I look forward to an exciting set of discussions, and may the very best team win today.
Now, I would like to just give a brief background as to all of the topics that would be presented on today. The first topic is voluntourism, giving back to countries visited. According to voluntourism.org, the idea of combining voluntary service with travel is not a new concept. In fact, it can be traced back for many thousands of years in various cultures and religions throughout the world. Missionaries, healers, or even medical practitioners, sailors, explorers, and countless others have rendered service in conjunction with their travels. This term, voluntourism, has been offered up as a new way to travel. It suggests that the travelers will offer their holiday time to volunteer as helping hands for some worthy projects within the destination visited, and in turn gain many personal benefits. As Junior Minister or Commissioner of Tourism in your country, share your ideas on either 1, expanding and enhancing an existing voluntourism program in your country, or 2, developing a new voluntourism project that you will like to create in your country. Make sure that you can explain how the country will benefit in any of the following ways: economically, socially, culturally, and environmentally, from the particular program or project. Topic number 2, greening tourism events. Many countries in the Caribbean are involved in meetings, incentive conferences, and exhibitions, or MICE, niche markets, as they seek to attract a variety of visitors to our destinations with music festivals, carnivals, food events, sporting activities, conferences, trade fairs, etc. Unfortunately, these events can use a great deal of resources and generate substantial garbage that has to be disposed of after the event. Additionally, travel by land or sea may be involved, leaving behind carbon footprints. Greening a tourism event implies that the event will be developed and managed in a way that ensures the reduction of any potential negative environmental impacts. It would also include collaboration of everyone involved, from the event planners to the suppliers, the venue, or the delegates or patrons. As Junior Minister or Commissioner of Tourism in your country, share one example of an existing tourism event in your country that you would promote to green, and share how you would go about doing this. The third topic, film-induced tourism. Ever since the introduction of film, many viewers have been inspired by the scenery and local culture of film locations, which have motivated them to holiday at these destinations. Examples of holiday destinations influenced by films are Hawaii, Avatar; Salzburg, Austria, Sound of Music; Maranga Fort, India, The Dark Knight Rises; Paradise and New Providence Islands, Bahamas, that's James Bond, Never Say Never, and Casino Royale; St. Croix, USVI, The Shawshank Redemption; and St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Dominica, Pirates of the Caribbean Trilogy. Your destination is looking at ways to really tap into this film-induced tourism niche market and to promote itself as an attractive and exciting destination for film producers, film investors, and film tourists. As Junior Minister or Minister of Tourism in your country, identify 2 outstanding locations or landscapes in your destination that you strongly believe will capture the interest of major international filmmakers and entice them to produce their work in your destination. Give reasons for your choices. Now, this year we have a mystery topic, and this is a very new segment. In this segment of the program, 3 mystery topics will be put forward for selection. Each participant will be required to randomly select her topic from the bag or box containing the 3 mystery topics. All participants will be given 1 minute to make notes and prepare their responses, then given 1 minute to respond. The chairperson will determine the order in which the participants will present their responses. So we are going to move into our first presentation, and this will be by the Washington Archibald High School, Syneja Richards.
The unique 40-acre Brimstone Hill Fortress National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is among the most attractive fortresses. This monument, completed by African slaves during the 19th century, is ideal for producing films with military, mystery, and slavery themes, perhaps sequels of Amistad and 12 Years a Slave. Kitishan Hill, nestled in the foothills of Mount Lyamega, is distinct in architecture, location, and functionality. The Rob Report e-newsletter brands it as uniquely cultured for a different experience. It is ideal for adventure and romantic movies. Why not film how Stella got her groove back again? As Junior Minister of Tourism, I guarantee these sites will entice international film producers. Colleagues, Hudson and Ritchie 2006 defined film-induced tourism as tourists visit to a destination featured on television, video, or cinema screen. Brimstone Hill and Kitishan Hill's cultural historical value and exquisite architectural designs offer a major competitive edge. The cannons, other artifacts, and watchtower view at Brimstone Hill will enhance film storylines. Kitishan Hill's layouts and natural scenery can be easily manipulated by film producers. These sites can be pillars of our sustainable tourism program. Tourism professor Dr. Wally Pond claims many heritage sites that serve as film locations gain popularity and operate as powerful magnets to generate tourism. The Crown Hotel in England was fully booked for at least 3 years after the shooting of 4 weddings and a funeral. Also, Speed 2 and Pirates of the Caribbean set in the region have generated significant economic benefits, including added employment. We must actively market these sites, highlighting security and financial incentives, continue to forge partnerships with renowned producers such as Rudy Langley, and establish a national film commission to facilitate potential films, including Indian Warner and Captain Blood. In closing, Brimstone Hill and Kitishan Hill have the propensity to exploit a viable film tourism market. I thank you.
Now we'll have the second presenter from the Charles E. Mills Secondary School, Dottisha Taylor.
Film-induced tourism, a way to promote new destination. Catherine Pulsiter posits, opportunities are presented to us each and every day, but do we see them? To see an opportunity, we must be open to all thoughts. Film-induced tourism is one opportunity which St. Kitts must seize and embrace. What is film-induced tourism? Tourists today are more experienced and are looking for new destinations and new experiences. In the tourism industry, there has been a growing phenomenon that tourists visit destinations featured through films. This is a new form of tourism called film-induced tourism. St. Kitts, also known more formally as St. Christopher, is one of the most beautiful and historical islands in the world. St. Kitts was home to the first British and French colonies in the Caribbean, thus has been titled Mother Colony of the West Indies. In 2005, our main industry became tourism after quitting sugar. This indicates that we should be much more aggressive if we are to keep the tourism industry alive. Film-induced tourism is one avenue that can attract tourists and boost our industry in St. Kitts. Two outstanding locations in St. Kitts that would capture the interest of major international filmmakers and entice them to produce their work in St. Kitts are Brimstone Hill Fortress National Park and St. Kitts Eco Park. Brimstone Hill Fortress National Park is a World UNESCO Heritage Site of historical, cultural, and architectural significance. It is known as the Gibraltar of the West Indies and is one of the best historical sites preserved in the Americas, thus making it a unique choice for film producers. Can you imagine sitting in the movies and seeing Brimstone Hill on screen? It is possible because there are film producers already interested in this alluring island, namely the movie Captain Blood by TBC, which will be similar to Pirates of the Caribbean. Imagine seeing one of the actors shoot in a cannon trying to annihilate the pirates on sea. And there is St. Kitts Eco Park. St. Kitts Eco Park is nestled at the outskirts of Sandy Point. It offers picturesque views of Mount Lyamiga, Brimstone Hill, and faces St. Eustatius in the Caribbean. Agriculture, green energy, and tourism are the three important elements in the park. It is going to be an ideal choice for a romantic movie, specifically Unburnable by Kenny Leon. In conclusion, it is important for destination marketers in St. Kitts to shift from the conventional concept of selling existing places to inventing new destinations to be sold. Hence, I strongly recommend film-induced tourism as the new pull factor for tourists. I thank you.
From the Verchilds High School, Brenisha Stevens.
Greening St. Kitts Carnival. Going green can be defined as implementing certain lifestyle changes designed to help you live in a more eco-friendly way. It means becoming more environmentally aware and changing your behavior and lifestyle to reduce the amount of pollution and waste that is generated by people. Fellow junior ministers, a green festival incorporates an environmentally friendly and ecological responsible lifestyle. It minimizes enormous amounts of waste that is produced annually by party revelers and locally and internationally, Greening St. Kitts Carnival reaps many benefits, such as it will help to conserve energy. It also saves money, and it gives a positive reputation. A green event is a very visible demonstration of a country's commitment to sustainability and their support of global actions against the negative influence of global warming. If it does this, why not do it? As a junior minister, I propose that the organizers of St. Kitts Carnival meet with the venue's catering managers and vendors to ensure that all food services meet the requirements of a green event. These include ensuring all food vendors and caterers use biodegradable cups and plates when they are serving. Also, ensure that vendors and caterers use bottles of ketchup rather than handing out individual sachets. Carnival organizers can introduce color-coded bins as well. Strategic locations throughout Bastion and organized events can use these bins for recycling items such as plastic bottles, plastic cups, cans, and paper materials. My fellow junior ministers, events and festivals has a number of impacts on the environment. Economically, events and festivals can bring thousands of people who will contribute to the local economy. And what better way to save money than to green it? Therefore, I propose to green St. Kitts Carnival, which will help to minimize deadly emissions in the atmosphere, as well as bringing thousands of people into the country every year. In closing, remember, Going green, what we save today will give a better tomorrow.
Sadler's Secondary School, represented by Tekoyah Mason.
St. Kitts Music Festival, a time for fun, excitement, and revelry as patrons gyrate to the pulsating sounds of music in the atmosphere. While we focus on the excitement and the revenue to be derived from this tourism product, little attention is paid to the cost on the environment. As Junior Minister of Tourism, it is my responsibility to look at the holistic impact of this festival. I fully support and promote the concept of green tourism. The concept of going green is defined by Santa Clarita Environmental Education Consortium as becoming more environmentally aware and changing one's behavior and lifestyle to reduce pollution. Thus, in a nutshell, green tourism can be defined as the development and management of tourism products in a manner that contributes to sustainable living while making a positive impact on the environment. As Junior Minister of Tourism, my approach is reduce, reuse, and recycle. Firstly, in promoting the event, I would encourage promoters to advertise via social media, online newspaper, and radio in order to minimize the great reliance on posters and flyers, as this can go a long way in the reduction of garbage. Additionally, I propose that promoters consider the materials they use to produce their festival paraphernalia such as bags, hats, and t-shirts. To make these items, I recommend the use of cotton materials instead of plastic, as well as water-based inks for printing and vegetable dyes for dyeing. Secondly, I would promote the consumption of locally produced goods, which will reduce the amount of wrappings to be discarded. Further, I would encourage the vendors to serve all foods in paper cups and plates, which are biodegradable materials. I am fully aware that some garbage must be generated, so I would ensure that the Music Festival Committee places recycling bins in the vicinity to encourage patrons to dispose of their garbage properly. Moreover, the festival attracts humongous crowds of locals, visitors, and lyricists, all musical enthusiasts. The vehicular traffic to and from the event and the production of good quality music results in large levels of carbon being pumped into the atmosphere. I will implore the festival committee to reduce the number of persons driving individual vehicles by encouraging carpooling and organizing shuttles to transport persons to and from the events. Additionally, electrical equipment used to power sounds and provide lighting effects require vast amounts of energy and contributes to increased levels of carbon emission. I strongly recommend the switch to more energy-saving equipment, using renewable power and low-energy solutions. For example, solar generators, LED bulbs, and motor detector light switches. According to the website glastonburyfestival.co.uk, the additional presence of solar power and green technology will save over a ton of carbon emission annually. In conclusion, all this can only be achieved through education. Therefore, I would advise the Musical Festival Committee to work in collaboration with the tourism department to launch an awareness campaign about greening the festival using social media outlets, popular web pages such as SKM Vibes and the St. Kitts Nevis Tourism web page, and radio and television broadcast. Also, we would have persons making appearances at schools and plan public events to educate the general public about our intent. Armed with this information, I am convinced that patrons will experience a fun-filled festival while protecting the environment. Greening the St. Kitts Music Festival will take this tourism product to the next level. Caribbean tourism must be seen through the eyes of tomorrow. Fellow junior ministers, good morning. In order to help young people market and promote tourism, I would let them use social media such as Instagram and Facebook to post pictures and videos of our various tourism products such as Brimstone Hill and Black Rocks. Also, I will let them send email blasts to make people aware of our tourism products. Furthermore, I would also use databases to provide information about the many tourism products that we offer. These initiatives would help develop our country both socially and economically. I thank you.
Tourism is very important to St. Kitts. As Junior Minister of Tourism, I would tell young people, firstly, to talk to friends overseas and tell them about the interesting places we have here, such as the Strip and all our historical sites such as Brimstone Hill, Black Rock, etc. I thank you.
It is no secret that the youths of today are the future for tomorrow. We are all aware that the youths are well educated on the use of technologies. Instead of using technology to videotape fights in hopes that it goes viral, use the technology to videotape our natural features in hopes that goes viral. Remember that our aim is not to deter but to attract.
Tourism is a major event in most of the countries. As Junior Minister of Tourism, I would like to tell the young people to go to buy energy or solar light bulbs to reduce electricity in their island. I thank you.
The judges certainly had a difficult time making the decision, but at the end, we were all guided by a very specific criteria. So therefore, you all have an idea of what was expected, and so no cheating has gone on, okay? Just to make a few remarks, in general remarks, not specific to any one speaker. The new introduction of the use of audiovisual aids can help, and it could also distract. And so we just want to remind persons when using these audiovisual aids to ensure that they enhance so that your presentation is in sync with what you are saying. There were some instances where the presentation was kind of out of whack with what the speaker was speaking about at the time, and that would have taken some points away from those persons. Certainly we understand that we need to speak clearly so that persons can understand. In the prepared speech, we have some idea of certainly what we are going to say, and we know how much time we have to say it, and there would have been some rehearsal. So to ensure that you actually do stick to the time and to speak as slowly as you possibly can so that persons can understand whilst getting everything that you have to say within that presentation. And certainly you would therefore also be able to focus a little more on your personality and eye contact and how you present so that everyone has that contact with you while you're making that presentation. We know that the prepared speeches certainly would have been done very well. You'd have time to research, you would have had time to practice. Impromptu speeches always seem to be a problem with most persons in that you don't necessarily always, don't always feel confident in getting your points across in a short time like that. And so we did expect some stumbles with the impromptu speech, but overall, most persons tended to present as well as they possibly could within the time constraints. I will give the points separately. I would give first for the prepared presentation and then for the mystery question. And then an overall point total which would identify the winner and the person going on to be the junior minister to present St. Kitts. So, with our first speaker, Washington Archibald, for the prepared presentation. She would have received a total of, she would have received for the prepared presentation 88.3. I don't have my paper with the names, so my apologies if I am referring to persons by their school. Charles E. Mills, our second speaker, she would have also received 88.3 for the prepared speech. Our third speaker from Verchilds would have received 82.3. And the speaker from Sadler's, 86. Also bear in mind, certainly, that these are the total scores, and we would have had some subtraction, certainly, for persons who went over time. So these were the final scores after that time deduction. Okay, for the mystery question, Washington Archibald, they've received a point total of 44. Charles E. Mills, 31. Verchilds, 40. And Sadler's, total of 20 points. So, I am now going to give the final point standing for the competition here today. I will start from lowest to highest. Okay? You have Sadler's with a total of 106 points. Charles E. Mills with a total of 119 points. Verchilds Secondary with a total of 122 points. And Washington Archibald High School with a total of 132 points.